AITA for deleting the company's client files after being unfairly fired. I never thought I'd be the kind of person capable of revenge. I've always been the keep your head down, do your work, and let karma handle it type. But when your whole career is ripped away because of lies, something inside you snaps, something you didn't even know existed. I, 30M, worked for a mid-sized marketing firm for almost 6 years. It wasn't glamorous, but it was steady. I started as a junior associate straight out of university, and over time, I built trust with clients, handled high-profile accounts, and became one of the top performers in my department. My boss, Caroline, 42F, was complicated. She was sharp, ambitious, and ruthless. Everyone admired her, at least publicly. But those of us who worked closely with her knew she had a darker side. She loved control. Every success in the office had to go through her. Every win was hers, and every mistake was someone else's fault. I didn't mind at first. I thought, that's just corporate politics. But the real trouble began about a year ago when the company brought in a new hire, Jason, 26M, one of those overly confident types who think charm is a substitute for competence. He was Caroline's new favorite. Within weeks, she was giving him responsibilities that took me years to earn. He started sitting in on my meetings, taking credit for my campaigns, and worst of all, cozying up to my clients. At first, I let go. I told myself it wasn't worth the drama. But then, things took a turn. One morning, I logged in and found that my access to several key project folders was revoked. When I asked IT, they said Caroline had restricted permissions for security reasons. That was the first red flag. The second came 2 days later when I was called into HR. They said they'd received complaints about my unprofessional behavior toward clients. Apparently, someone had reported that I'd mishandled confidential files and misrepresented data. It was total nonsense. I'd never had a single complaint in 6 years. But when I asked for proof, HR refused to show me any. They just said it was an internal decision. Then Caroline walked in. She gave me that tight, fake smile and said, "We've decided to terminate your contract effective immediately. You'll receive 2 weeks' pay and can collect your belongings today." I was stunned. I tried to defend myself, but she didn't even let me speak. "It's already been approved by management," she said coldly. I packed my things in silence. The whole office avoided eye contact, except Jason, who had that smug little grin on his face like he'd just won something. When I walked out that day, I wasn't just angry. I was broken. 6 years of loyalty, hard work, and late nights, gone without warning. I spent the next few days spiraling, replaying every memory, every moment of dedication, every time I'd covered for Caroline's mistakes. And then, I remembered something. During my time at the company, I'd set up several of the client databases myself. I had cloud backups, permissions, and passwords, all part of my job responsibilities. The firm relied heavily on those files, especially for renewals and reporting. When I left, they didn't revoke my access right away. I guess Caroline assumed I'd walk away quietly. But the more I thought about what she'd done, framing me, destroying my reputation, taking everything I'd built, the angrier I became. And then I did something I probably shouldn't have. I logged in one night. I saw all the projects I'd worked on, neatly organized, labeled, full of data that I had painstakingly compiled over years. Every report, every presentation, every client's campaign details. And I deleted them. Not just from my end. I wiped the main server copies too. Completely gone. It took less than an hour. When I hit delete, I felt this strange rush, a mix of fear, adrenaline, and bitter satisfaction. The next morning, I got a flurry of messages. "Caroline, Jason, even HR, we've noticed irregular activity in the client database. Did you access your company account? Please respond immediately." I didn't reply. Within days, chaos erupted at the firm. Some clients threatened to pull contracts. Deadlines were missed. Caroline reportedly broke down, crying in a meeting. Jason got blamed for mishandling the data. Part of me felt vindicated, like justice had finally been served. But then the guilt crept in. A week later, one of my former coworkers, Sarah, reached out. She was one of the few decent people there. She said, "Hey, I don't know what happened, but people are losing their jobs." Caroline's furious. The company's in trouble. That hit me harder than I expected. I hadn't meant to hurt them. The regular employees just trying to survive. I just wanted Caroline and Jason to feel the way I did. Powerless, betrayed, humiliated. I didn't tell Sarah the truth, but she probably guessed. Fast forward 2 months, and the firm's reputation took a serious hit. I heard from LinkedIn connections that several clients left. Jason was quietly fired. Caroline, somehow, survived. She always does, but she's no longer managing major accounts. I got another job since then. Smaller company, smaller paycheck, but more honest work. Still, every time I think about what I did, I feel torn between pride and shame. On one hand, they destroyed my career, my dignity, my future. I just sit back. On the other, I know innocent people suffered because of me. Sometimes I wake up at night and wonder if revenge is ever really worth it. If by trying to destroy the people who hurt me, I ended up becoming just like them. I haven't told anyone the full story until now. I just needed to get it off my chest. So, tell me, AITA for deleting the company's client files after being unfairly fired?